ngā mihi tēnei kia koutou, koutou e haere mai ki tēnei hui ngā whakatū whare kei rungi ngā whenua Māori. Tēnā rā koutou. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm right at the beginning. We haven't even formed the trust yet. In fact, we get the name mixed up all the time. But officially it's called on the program. It's got Tirikawa and Rereamomo Whanau Trust or something. But the actual official name is Rereamomo and Tirikawa Ohia Whanau Trust. Okay. Now at the bottom there is this is a workshop that was run by Victoria and the PSL team. Absolutely brilliant. It went over a period, it went from the 16th of March to the 8th of July. What's that? 4 months, something like that. And it was really informative, and it actually acted as a catalyst for us to do something about houses on Māori land. Hey, it's not working, this button. The green one. Hey? Oh, there it is. Rereamomo, that's Rereamomo, our dad, Ohia. He died last year. He was 94 years old when he died. He uri no Tauranga Moana whānui, ngai tarangi ngā tirangi nui. Me te Coromandel, the iwi up there. Whatever the ima. Manaia lot, the Williams up there. Yes, and he was a dairy farmer, wharfie. In fact, they did say that sometimes he wasn't down the wharf. They used to have these ups at the wharf where you took off for a smoker, but these guys took a smoker for a week. Hey, jingus. But anyway, that's our father there. And ko mate ki I te rātou. This is our mum. She had her 90th birthday this year. And that's the oldest and the youngest there. And she's from the Farrell family here in Ngā Pōtiki a Tamapaore, Ngaitarangi. So that's where their name, Rereamomo and Tirikawa Ohia Whanau Trust name comes from. We've got 108 descendants, 109 by Christmas time. There's a new one coming up. 34% live in Tauranga, 20% in Australia, so 1/5 of us is in Australia, 46% in other parts of New Zealand. So we've got good representation here in Tauranga, really, because we always thought that most of our people had gone off either to Australia, to other countries around the world, but no, they haven't. And so we're quite pleased that 1/3 of our people are still in Tauranga here. As I said before, we haven't formed a trust, but I got a young sister called Rahero Ohia, and she's tied up with quite a few things at the highest levels, really. And she's actually forming the trust for us with her younger sister. 5 trustees were elected by our mother. We couldn't be bothered organising any voting system. So I just asked her one day, I said, Mum, how about you pick us 5 trustees? He said, what for? Our trust. Right? And she named them all. And that was it. But anyway, we had to tell one of them who was in Melbourne that he couldn't be a trustee because he was living in Melbourne, living in Australia, and that was told to us by one of our lawyers that works for Ngā Pōtiki a Tamapaore, Tamahovel. And he said, no, he can't be a trustee. So we went and told him, because he was at home visiting at the time, and he said, hey, Butch, you can't be a trustee, man. Hey, why not? Because you're living in Melbourne. He said, oh, that's all right. Yeah. Well, you can tell the old man to stick his blooming trust up his gunga. So, so we got 4 trustees now. We're not sure if anybody else wants to come onto it. But we are looking for people that are, of course, the trustees have to be committed, enthusiastic, after all of that, reliable and skilled. Don't ask me what sort of skills, but anyway. So at the moment, all the trustees live in New Zealand. Thank goodness for that, actually. Because we actually tried having a meeting with our brother in Melbourne, you know, and he could see us, but he couldn't talk to us, and we didn't know he was there. And he said, "Hey, Butch, are you there?" "Nah, he's not there. Forget him." And he was swearing at the other end and carrying on. So, but this is one of the things about technology, I suppose. The aims of the trust is for, first of all, Mum's well-being. She's 90 years old, so we spend a lot of time looking after her. She's very sharp, still talks really, really well, takes part in all our conversations. There's nothing like Alzheimer's or that other thing, I've forgotten what you call it. But yeah, maybe it's me that needs a treatment, not her. And our other main focus is to succeed to Dad's land interests, and he's got land interests all over the place. Te Arawa, Ngaitarangi, up the Coromandel, and over in Te Arawa. Our main focus at the moment, and we'll talk about that later on, is papakainga development. And of course, our family is very much sort of tied up with education and training, so that'll be part of the focus for the whole, all of our people within our trust. That's the home base of the Rereamomo and Tirikawa Ohia Whanau Trust. And the land that we're going to develop kainga is on the left there, the left of that picture, where those trees are. And we'll talk about that when I get there. Eh? So, forming the trust, of course, the Māori Land Court will have a lot to do with that. And we're very lucky to have Rahera and my sister Rena, well, the 2 sisters ready to do that, in conjunction probably with Hori Tūtaki or other people down in Wellington, tied up with Māori Land Court. Our main thing is to develop the vision, and I think people talk about that as being easy, but sometimes it changes all the time. But nevertheless, keep in mind the importance of having a vision right at the beginning. And that was taught to us by the PSL course that Victoria ran. Get your vision up and organised and clear. Then you can proceed. Doesn't mean you don't do other things. It just means that becomes the basis of the whole thing. Continue the online meetings, and as you know, we have had problems with that, but we've got a few people in our family who are au fait with technology. So that's going to continue. And the other one is the help of Karen Paiko from the Māori Land. Karen works with the Tauranga City Council, and she's taken me through Māori MLOL, is Māori Land Online, and also helping out with presentation. And she's been excellent, actually. But later on, we'll talk about the excellence of all those people, not only the City Council, but the Western Bay District Council, a Māori Land Court, and the Bay of Plenty Regional Council. Here is the papakainga course. involved Te Puni Kōkiri, TPK, BOPRC, that's Bay of Plenty Regional Council, TCC is the Tauranga City Council, WBRC, Welcome Bay Regional Council, and MLC, Māori Land Court. They were there, and that's the joint operation that Victoria and Laura Burkhardt and the other lady, the lead of it, the chairperson behind the whole thing, JAG, Joint Agency Group. And that was, to me, amazing, because I've never seen the councils of any region come together like they have here in Tauranga for this particular kaupapa. And it's really, really important. And no matter which region you're in, it's going to be important up the north, down in Wellington, over in Maniapoto, Tainui. And I believe Tainui is doing that already. One of the things that we're doing is, or want to do, is to meet with the trusts that were on that course together. Kairimako N, that's a huge land block up Kairimako Road in Tauranga here. Our trust, the Farrell Trust, which is my mother's side, Ngāpeke Trust, and that was Rondell and James. They were meeting with those people. The Ana Maria Trust is by Otapo School, for those people who know, it's quite a big block. And that was one of the things that was recommended by Māori Land Court, that after that course that we finished, get up and meet together so you can talk about progress that everyone has made, and talking about fundraising and all the things that come up in getting your papakanga set up. So it's encouragement, ideas, progress, fundraising. Victoria King, of course, has been the master of everything, and I think we wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for a person like her. And I think every region in the country needs a Victoria Kingi. So she's a brilliant. And of course, it was started by a mum. And a mum, Hine Cookson, Hine Carol, and some komatike I naine, engari ngā mihi tēnei ki aia, po tana tūrangatira, mo tēnei kaupapa te whakatū kāinga kei runga te whenua Māori. The papakainga is land next door. There are 12 owners. They're all cousins and nieces and nephews and aunties and uncles. It's 9.847 hectare block, and but most of it is in kiwi fruit. But there's a couple of hectares there that is available that have been set aside for housing, and you can build from 6 to 10 houses there. And there's the block there, and it actually slopes up something like that. It's quite a steep block, but you get to the top and the views of the Pacific Ocean, of Tauranga City. It's just a magnificent view from right up the top. In fact, there's a really good view right along the whole block, the whole slope. And so it's going to be a challenge for the group that's wants papakainga housing up there. But there's a lot of work to be done on there, and it's to do with the felling of a lot of trees. Because this block here was, leased out to a guy who was a local person, Pākehā person, that started growing trees around the place. And if you can see down the bottom, there's a stump there. My dad told him, you got to cut these trees down. You cut these trees down, and that's the result of him cutting those trees down, those stumps there. Not only that, when he went off the place, the day he left, there was a serious fire, and it's believed that he actually burnt the house down himself. So those are some of the things you have to contend with. The concrete is still there where the house was. But the guy that leased it was a Pākehā fellow, and he certainly didn't want our whānau, our family's living in the place, so he burnt the whole thing down when he was kicked off the place, really. Yeah. And there it is there. The slope mightn't look much, but when you start walking up there, it is definitely a big slope. Yeah, so you wouldn't be running up there every day. There it is, those trees that you can see straight in front need to come down. They'll be good for firewood. And even the tree shelter on the right-hand side there is needs to be trimmed because the trees are growing out quite a long way, the base of it. This is a Google Earth view of the place. Down the bottom there, it's shaped like a mere kind of thing. Our house is the one, you can see at the bottom of the block there, there's a house on the left-hand side near the road. That's the house of our trust. And it might look like there's a lot of land there, but those trees actually take up quite a bit of the area. So we have to look at that. And our first meeting for this proposed Papakainga block is this Sunday, the day after Saturday, when this course finishes. Yeah, but that's not because this course was running. It just worked out that way. This is an interesting one here. It's the fellow holding his finger up or down. It's actually a map of an archaeological site, and that there is a power site, and it goes partially into the land that we're talking about. So that would have to be fenced off. The site is written in as being authentic, and it's part of a power site that's up there. It's beautiful from up there. You can see everywhere. The highlights of the Papakainga course were, first of all, and I believe a lot of you will be going over to the Mangatawa Papakainga thing. That was a highlight for our group in the course. The Kaumātua flats that Colin Reader, the first speaker, spoke about out of Tau Whakatiki Marae. The fact that the Bay of Plenty Regional Council, Tauranga City Council, Māori Land Court, Te Puni Kōkiri, and there's one other, Western Bay, came together, and the advice they gave, and they did it collaterally, which is awesome. All the builders, we had 5 different builders come out there, and they're all different in the prices they use applicable to Papakainga housing. And the last highlight is the PSL team, the Papakainga Solutions Limited team, led by Victoria. Kia ora koutou. Tēnā rā koutou koutou. Oh, we'll have to sing you a song. You guys can sing this one? E papa wai ari, taku ne mahi, taku ne mahi, he tu kurai mata, I oe, ka mate aho, he hine hoki maira, e hine hoki maira. That's it.